What if one of the most iconic dishes in American Southern cuisine actually traces its roots back to West Africa? Imagine a plate of rich, flavorful rice, seasoned perfectly, cooked slowly, filled with history. Now imagine that this dish carries a story of migration, survival, and cultural resilience. Today, we're uncovering the powerful and often overlooked connection between jollof rice and Southern rice dishes in America, and trust me, this story goes much deeper than food. Jollof rice is more than just a meal, it's a symbol of identity across West Africa. Countries like Nigeria, Ghana, and Senegal all claim their own version, each with unique spices and techniques. But at its core, jollof rice is made with rice, tomatoes, onions, and a blend of spices that create a deep, smoky, and savory flavor. It's a dish that brings people together, served at weddings, celebrations, and family gatherings. But its story doesn't stay in Africa. To understand the connection, we have to go back several centuries, to a time when millions of Africans were forcibly taken from their homeland during the transatlantic slave trade. Among them were skilled farmers, particularly from the rice coast of West Africa, regions like present-day Senegal, Sierra Leone, and Liberia. These people didn't just bring their strength, they brought their knowledge, their culture, and their food traditions. Rice cultivation wasn't new to these Africans. In fact, they were experts. They knew how to grow, harvest, and cook rice long before they arrived in the Americas. Slave traders and plantation owners recognized this expertise and deliberately brought these individuals to places like South Carolina and Georgia, where rice plantations became highly profitable. Without their knowledge, the American rice industry may never have flourished the way it did. Now here's where things get really interesting. As enslaved Africans worked on these plantations, they began to recreate familiar dishes using whatever ingredients they could find. They didn't have access to everything they once used, but they adapted, and through that adaptation, new dishes were born. One of the closest relatives to jollof rice in the American South is a dish called red rice, or Charleston red rice. At first glance, it looks strikingly similar. Rice cooked with tomatoes, onions, and spices, often with added meat like sausage or bacon. The color, the texture, even the cooking method, it all echoes jollof rice. Another well-known dish is Hoppin' John, a Southern classic made with rice and black-eyed peas. While it may not look exactly like jollof, the idea of combining rice with legumes and seasoning has strong parallels in West African cuisine. These dishes weren't random creations, they were cultural memories, preserved and reshaped under incredibly difficult conditions. Over time, these African-inspired dishes became part of Southern identity, but as generations passed, the origins were often forgotten or overlooked. What remained was the food, but not always the story behind it. Even the way rice is cooked in the South reflects African influence. The technique of one-pot cooking, where rice absorbs all the flavors of spices and ingredients, is a hallmark of jollof rice, and it's also central to many Southern dishes. This method isn't just about convenience, it's about depth of flavor, something West African cuisine has mastered for centuries. And let's talk about ingredients. Tomatoes, peppers, onions, these are staples in both jollof rice and Southern rice dishes. The layering of flavors, the balance of spice, the slow cooking process, these are not coincidences. They are connections, culinary fingerprints that link two continents through history. But this connection is more than just food. It's about resilience. Enslaved Africans were stripped of their freedom, their homes, and their identities, but they held onto their culture in the ways they could. Food became a form of resistance, a way to remember, to adapt, and to survive. Today, when people debate which country makes the best jollof rice, it's often lighthearted and fun. But behind that dish lies a legacy that stretches across oceans and generations. And when you sit down to enjoy Southern rice dishes like red rice or Hoppin' John, you're also tasting a piece of that history, even if you didn't realize it before. In recent years, more people have started to recognize and celebrate these connections. Chefs, historians, and food lovers are digging deeper into the origins of Southern cuisine and giving credit where it's long overdue. This isn't just about food, it's about acknowledging the contributions of African culture to American history. So the next time you see a plate of jollof rice, or a bowl of southern red rice, remember that they are more than just delicious meals. They are stories of movement, survival, and transformation. They remind us that even in the darkest chapters of history, culture finds a way to endure. And maybe, just maybe, food is one of the most powerful ways we stay connected to our past, because sometimes, the simplest dishes carry the deepest histories. And if this story made you see food in a whole new way, make sure to subscribe for more untold stories behind the things we eat every day.